Hello.
Hola.
We are back from the self-imposed hiatus. Well, not self-imposed. This was more like these are the holidays when people have to greet each other whether they like it or not.
Well, I mean, could have done the week before, but it's just chips didn't fall.
Things got in the way. Life and activities and holidays and all that other good stuff that the normal people kind of like. I don't know where your taste was. We're not normal people, so we don't know anything about that. Well, I can speak for myself. I'm not normal. I don't know about you. You're probably a normie. I'm not. That much I am aware. But welcome again to the first Husky by Boo Pod of 2025.
It's live at HQ.
And on the HQ, no, not remote. Although we're not quitting on remote, we're not quitting on that. But we wanted, to start of the year, be in person and start off things, you know, the good, the good way, the nice way, the positive way.
Yeah.
Also, we haven't seen each other's mugs in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
We talk every day.
Yeah, we do talk to each other. We keep communicating. There's no beef here, not that we know of, right?
No,
There's no
no,
beef here.
yeah.
No Felipe Esparza and fluffy things.
You want to take it there?
No joke stealing. Hey, there's no Carlos Mencia around here, so we're throwing a lot of inside baseball jokes from the comedy world that normal people will be like, "What are they talking about? Who is this Felipe Esparza dude, and who is Fluffy? Like, if you don't know who's Fluffy, there's something wrong with you."
The first thing that comes up when you type in Fluffy on Google is Gabriel Iglesias.
Exactly. If you don't know who Fluffy is,
Go search him. Do a Google search.
shame on you. On you. Yes, you. Anyway, we're back. All that to say, we're back. We're having a delicious, succulent pizza before coming here,
Oh yeah.
which is, I mean, we're in the great. I mean, here in Huskyville,
Geekville.
in Geekville, Huskyville, pick your poison. uh, there's a lot of areas to select in terms of the fine cuisines of us Husky people for to continue to enjoy the meals that the good Lord has prepared for us around these here areas.
The good yum yums.
Yeah, but there is a certain area that we discovered recently that is just begging and calling our attention. And every time my good friend comes around here, he's like, "So we're going there, right?" It's not even a question of if; is that we're going there. We are going there.
Pretty much.
And yeah, that all I can say is that pizza is the truth. We won't say the place. Why? Because we don't want people swarming there and then ruin it for us.
Plus, that's unpaid advertisement.
Yeah, exactly. So we need,
The 7 people that listen to
yeah,
us.
yeah. So we need that Quan. We need the monies because we want to get better equipment for all this stuff. We're working with the bare minimum here. We are working on a budget here. I mean, but no, this sweet baby,
Oh,
this sweet baby here, it's this gorgeous thing, this beautiful thing. Like if you guys are in the know. If you don't, you'll find out. But this baby's gorgeous, my precious, our precious. Yeah, because it's ours, not mine. Ours.
it's the podcast.
Yeah, the podcast. Well, it's both of us because it belongs to both.
HB Media.
Exactly. Let's get by Bull Media. So, well, we're really running all over the place in this intro.
We always do.
This is the longest intro ever. Anyway, hope that this 2025 is a good one for everyone. 2024 was what it was. There were some good things, there were some bad things, there were some horrible things, and there was like, what in God's name happened? But the good thing is that you're alive, and so are we. So that's cause for celebration. That's a good thing that we're still. I mean, that says that you're stronger than you were before because if you survived 2024, that means you're tough as nails.
Yeah, I mean,
You're tough as nails.
The last 4 years is just
The
been a battle.
2020s came like we were. If you were complaining about the 2010s, and we are like, this is crazy. Then the 2020s came. Hold my beer.
COVID-19 was like,
I was like,
what's up?
I'll see you. I see your craziness and raise you. Like all the chips in. They just put all the chips in. Ooh, lordy lord.
Pretty bad.
But we're here. We're here. I guess we have to talk about the stuff that people like. So it's like, I mean, there's not much happening in the wrestling world these days. I mean, unless you're counting that, as a recording time, today, tomorrow will be the debut of Monday Night Raw, WWE Monday Night Raw on Netflix. So no more on USA Network. Last week's was the last time that WWE Raw, at least Raw, is going to be in the USA Network. I mean, SmackDown is still on USA, so there is still a presence of WWE on cable television, but WWE has now done the jump to digital media.
Still, that's like a piece of our childhood, just like ending.
Yeah, I mean, no more Monday, no more tuning in to the USA Network to
Because
go watch Raw.
yeah, that was our thing. Raw. That was the
Raw,
only show that was on until they created SmackDown for The Rock.
I mean, think about it. Raw, what has been on USA, solve the time that they went to TNA, then Paramount Network, who's now the Paramount Network.
Yeah,
Uh, salvage that time that was like what 3 or 4 years that they spent on that network.
I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, it was like 3 or 4 years, kind of like
So it
they
was like 95 is when they started USA, or was it
no
96?
93.
93.
They've been on since 93, and without discounting that spell that they did on the Spike TV USA Paramount
Yeah.
Network, discounting that spell that was like 4 or 5 years. Then they came back to USA and they stayed there until literally last year. Because yeah, although technically it was last week.
That's 20, 22 years.
21 years.
21 years.
Yeah, discounting that little time frame they went to Spike.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but they still have a presence in USA with SmackDown staying there. So that's good. That SmackDown is still there's still some presence on cable network. But the thing is that this is a demonstration that we are now heading to the digital age. That if a brand like Raw, which is like, I mean, whether you are a wrestling fan or not, but
You
if
know of it.
yeah, everybody knows what Raw is. Everybody has an understanding of what Raw is. I mean, if you were in the Bret Hart era or the Shawn Michaels era, coked Shawn Michaels era, pre Jesus era of Shawn Michaels, or the Click era, whatever your flavor is. I mean, there's a lot of angles to
It's
cover in that era.
like this show, like
Yeah,
this podcast.
yeah, there's a lot of angles to cover in that era for Shawn Michaels. Something that he wouldn't dispute himself, actually.
Little gray area.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, not the man has found the Lord now, so he's a different guy. So there's no need to keep beating a dead horse here. So, and or did you join in where like 98% of people who know about wrestling did, which was the Attitude Era, which I mean, in the Attitude Era, there was practically everybody was known back then. Like even the guys that started the show, the curtain jerkers, as they would say, that even they were famous. Like we had Al Snow, who his claim to fame was holding an inanimate mannequin
Name.
named Head, and his entrance song just said, "What does everybody want?" We leave it to the imagination. What does everybody need? I mean, they were very on the nose back then. There's like no sugarcoating and everything. Like, let's just leave it for the man. No, it's just flat out say it.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, it was like
Everyone was known. It was
yeah, everybody. And now we have a renaissance era for WWE again, where they're just doing gangbusters. I mean, the TKO deal did them wonders. And also a certain individual that left the company, the founder,
You mean
due
the
to uh,
person that pays for
yeah,
this
yeah,
podcast?
our silent benefactor, quote unquote, but he hasn't benefited us at all. But he just gives us material to talk about. He's been silent lately. I mean, we kind of miss him, Inky Juice. Kind of miss him to
Vincent.
a point.
Vincent. JMD.
Yeah, Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Kind of miss him. I hope you're doing good, Vince, and yeah, pay up for all the crimes you did. Because damn. that's that's a lot. I mean, if you read the deposition, we're not gonna go there. You have internet for that, and you can have a nice read. And try not to read it before you go to sleep because you're not gonna be able to sleep well. The visuals are just gonna ruin your day, night,
Yeah.
and haunt your nightmares for the rest of your life. Anyway. Your friend Punky Brewster, he's still around.
Oh,
Yeah,
yay.
yeah, I know. Your beloved wrestler to destroy on WWE 2K24. You just like to use husky wrestlers to demolish him from the third rope and break every digital bone on his body.
I mean, can use someone else if you like.
No, no, it just makes sure that there are 400 pounds and jump from the third rope and make sure that every bone in his body is pulverized. That's pretty much your goal.
You know what I just realized?
You haven't killed him in a while.
No. Well, yeah, but
Like, God bless video games because it actually gets murder down, the murder rate very down. But I mean, like a friend of mine's friend of mine's daughter had an issue. She was like, "I'm so angry." I'm like, "Okay, do you play Mortal Kombat?" Yeah, okay, start murking people there. And beats and her mother was like, "That's not helping." I was like, "Do you prefer the alternative?" She was like, "You're right. Yeah, go to your room and start murking people." Like,
I mean, it's just
I
it's
mean,
just the best. I mean, it's
the
just,
work where the Lord works in mysterious ways. It's just, I mean, I think even digital murder would Lord would be like, "I'll allow it." You just hear Judge Mills Lane. I'll allow
getting back to my normal thought about murking
there's no
people.
there's no normal thought in terms of murking. Like if you want to talk murking people, that's like, yeah, that's a tid bad. That's bad.
The Big Show's not on the game,
But he's been gone from the company since forever.
but Austin, Rock, Shawn
Uh,
Michael, Triple H, they're all on
Big,
the show.
yeah, but Big Show is on AEW. He's signed contract.
That's why.
Yeah. So you want to use the Big Show, you have to pay. You're gonna have to pay extra and buy the AEW game, the Fight Forever.
I
Uh,
wanted to use them against somebody.
a certain initial start with CM
Something like that.
and last name Punk.
Yeah, maybe.
Just go find him in creator wrestler mode. Maybe you'll find a version of the Big Show there.
Well, now that you said his name, we might have to get in a few rounds.
Or I actually have AEW Fight Forever.
I don't know that game. I don't know the controls.
It's just like No Mercy.
Listen, don't compare a legendary game like No Mercy.
It's made by the same people that made No Mercy.
Okay.
Although I think under a slight influence of certain chemicals
Yeah.
that
Okay.
that reduced their cognitive skills and delivered one of the most half-baked games ever. So I finally did justice to your opinion about the game. Did I?
Don't compare. Like,
I'm
seriously.
not comparing it to
You
No
said
Mercy.
you
It's
just
I
said it
said the
was like
same.
New Mercy.
No, I said the controls are like No Mercy. I didn't say that it's the exact same game.
No Mercy was put on that Nintendo 64. How can
I'm
it be
just
the same
saying.
controls?
I'm saying the control system is similar to No Mercy. I'm not saying it's the same game.
Still, but it's not the same.
It's not the same
No, no,
game.
no. But it's still not 2K24's way.
No, of course not, because it's not made by the same
So
company.
we have to see if we can find Big Show.
Okay, I mean we're splitting hairs here, but we're splitting hairs.
Or I can still use it's time.
It's Vader time. Just
Or
I,
Yoka.
I mean, I would guess if Vader was an actual person in the game, he'll be like, "Oh, this guy again." Like, well, time to go to work. Like, time to murk a skinny dude. Okay,
Okay, I need about 20 tables,
yeah, like
a
okay,
cage.
like oh, let me guess, who's they gonna pick up my opponent? Let me guess, CM Punk. Oh yeah. Let me see how many tables he's gonna eat this time.
The the only pack I ever bought from 2K24 was that one.
As you can tell, he really cares about murking CM Punk. I mean, this would be the only time that somebody, because CM Punk was a direct purchase. You had to purchase him in order
Yeah,
to be
that's
a
what I said. It
playable
was the
character,
only purchase I made for the
and
game.
and you bought CM Punk just to hurt him.
Yeah.
That's some hatred, people. That's some level of hatred. Like you actually purchased the character for the video game just for the sole purpose of murking him, just for the sole purpose of just making sure he don't breathe.
Mhm.
Wow, that's some hate for you. Like you say potato, I say potato.
You say tomato, I say tomato.
Wow.
And
Anyways,
I want to buy the other ones. I mean, they were on sale for like $4 or $5, but
they don't have Punky to kill.
I mean, Lex Luger would have been a nice person to play with. Diamond Dallas Page.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna be done for the buying wrestling video games for a minute because I hardly played this one. Like, why I'm gonna keep on wasting money?
I mean, when GTA comes out that year, I'll probably buy 2 games.
They actually, you heard the news. They're going to release it this year.
So they're actually doing it this year, not next
Yes,
year.
they're going to release it this year.
Thank you.
You would have to plan it, or like, Lord, thank you, Jesus.
I wish we had some of our things in there. It would have been nice to play. No. We have some good sounds for what we were using before when we were not the bad ones, like the good ones.
Yeah, I still haven't figured out how to cook this
It's fine.
with the other stuff, but it's still. I mean, the purpose of this big boy is when the things get bigger and we have guests, so we can add more mics in it because we already had a 2 mic system from before, but this one is just getting ready for the rain. Let's just say when things grow, this one is a 4 mic system. So, but still, it's a beautiful, gorgeous. I mean, this is the most beautiful thing ever. This,
It has colors.
yeah, it's colors. It shines. It has a touch screen and everything. This is beautiful.
It's beautiful. Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Anyway,
We're too distracted with the road.
So the year I used to buy 4 games a year. Well, no, 3.
Well, for your sake, I will say this: you have a PS5.
Yeah, but even the 4 that you have here that
Mm-hmm.
we made our deal, whatever it
Mm-hmm.
is, you saw it was mostly sports games.
Yeah,
So I bought Madden. I bought
I
the
think
basketball
I
game.
think Madden is like $6 right now.
Yeah, but I used to buy Madden. I used to buy the 2K, the NBA,
Mm-hmm.
and then I used to buy baseball game with the show. That was my 3 purchases every year. I never really bought anything else unless it was was like WWE, or I bought GTA when it first came out on PlayStation 5, and then no, well, not when it came out on PlayStation 5, but I can convert it over from what I had for the 4 because I still played it.
Mm-hmm.
But I really don't buy games anymore.
Yeah,
Like
you just buying directly from the network, right?
no, I buy the CD because it's like I can always just like if I thought it was like a crap game, I'll just sell it back and at least get some of my money back.
Yeah,
So
I
I don't
mean,
like downloading directly on to the machine.
yeah, because
Just you,
there's no resale value in it.
yeah, exactly. You can't. So when I won
You,
my PlayStation 5, I had to make sure I was like, I want the CD one if it's possible.
you know what I'm doing lately? Like I downloaded a few games, but they're more for my daughter when she gets here,
Yeah, which is a good thing. Like,
and they're free, and also they're
yeah.
free.
So the PlayStation Network gives you free games monthly.
Hmm.
So those like there's eventually Madden or if they put it on like the new NBA game, they're gonna be free eventually, and I'll
Yeah,
just download it.
exactly.
Like
So
even
because
2K24 WWE, it
hmm
was free like 2 or 3 months ago. Like if I waited, I could have easily just waited,
yeah,
got the game for free, and then I would have bought like the season pass. It's like buying the game and just would have been fine. But
um,
anyway, yeah, it has to happen today.
you can see him foaming in the mouth. I'm gonna kill him today. I'm gonna kill him today. Thank you, Lord.
Well, we have to keep up with our traditions.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh yeah, we're gonna blame it on tradition. You just want to murk that dude. That's all. You just like you lying, provoking.
we're keeping up with traditions. That's what we always do.
That's what you do. I don't murk that dude. I could care less. I could he
Just
like
ev-
just like a certain person that we're gonna have to talk about because I mean we were talking about it off record
why?
that a certain thing happened because if you remember if you've been listening to us and following us we ended the last podcast that we recorded on a quasi positive note. think Personally me I was being more optimistic thinking that a certain individual was going to resign and little did we know moments after we recorded that individual broke our collective hearts by signing to the other side of the city. Yes, we are talking about Juan Soto. Something that just happened like a month ago. Like people are be like, we're still talking about that thing. Like the there has been enough time to process this and heal. A lot of Yankee fans are like straight up cussing him. I know a certain individual here there on my left that I would think that cussing would be putting it lightly, especially when it actually happened. You were frosty, to say the very least, and you were ready to tear him a new one.
What was the guy you watched the longest yard, right? The new one.
Yeah, Nick Tortoro.
Yeah. How I feel about him, he felt the same way. Go
Yeah,
watch his Instagram.
yeah. If you follow the dude on Instagram, basically everything he said verbatim, that's Jonathan's view. They just copy paste every comment that he's done,
I'm gonna.
put it on Jonathan's mouth, and that's pretty much it. Like you wouldn't need to hear any more comments.
It's probably a good thing we didn't
Oh,
record.
you were livid.
I
You
think
were livid.
I I think the Lord blessed us that way. I'd be like, you know what?
Yeah, this would have been stopped. This would have stopped being a good Christian boy.
I would have been like, you know what, Ariel, step out now. Just let me know my
No,
game, and then you can
I
step
mean,
back in.
to my credit, I said, look,
Well, you never stopped me
no,
from
no,
being me, but I, out of respect for you as the founder of this podcast, I try
hey,
to keep it. I know you say you don't care.
no, because if you guys have been OG since day one, the few of you that have, you know that I didn't start out as a
Yeah,
good Christian boy. I cussed a lot,
but
but things have changed. I've changed, and but I'm respectful of people's idiocracies and their thoughts, and I don't impose my views on others.
and
So that's why I was like, no, dude, if
and
you want to let loose, let loose.
but that's fine. But like I was mentioning, out of respect for you, I try to keep
Oh,
as clean as possible as I can.
yeah,
Now
you feel how you feel.
that particular moment, I would have let loose.
You were like, "Ooh, I'm gonna let you know today. You gonna know today."
All I gotta say is that good luck.
Yeah.
Juan Soto, good luck. You wanted your money. We're offering you basically the same deal with one more year. You wanted your money. You wanted a
Wasn't
little.
the difference $5 million?
No, it was like
Was 15 million, right?
something like that. But one of the major deals was that, and he said it wasn't.
Like you can read into it as much
Yeah,
as you want.
they, the Yankees didn't give you a suite for your family. Let me tell you something right now. Let me tell you something right now.
The man Cook
Derek Jeter, one of the most famous Yankees,
of
one
all
of the
time.
of all times, one of the famous shortstops
Of all
of
time.
all time, never got a suite for his family. Guess where his family sat?
Don't go. Don't go.
In the freaking stands, or they got a box that Derek Jeter got them. Okay. Let's talk about one of the most famous right fielders of this generation, Mr. Capitan himself now, Aaron Judge. Didn't get a suite from the Yankees. He either buys them or his parents sit in the family section of the Yankee Stadium. Okay. Who in the blue hell, I take that from The Rock, do you think you are because, oh, the Yankees didn't give me a suite. I wanted my family here, blah, blah, blah. You make how many millions? They were paying you 30 something million dollars, the highest arbitration contract that ever in the major leagues, and you couldn't buy a $3,000 suite for your family, and you complaining that the Yankees didn't want to give you one. So that's one of the main reasons why you left. We all know you left for the money too. Don't say that. Oh, you had the best chance of winning here. How? The Mets just barely made it into the playoffs last year. But that's the best chance. You guys they haven't done nothing since, except for to sign one of their starting pitchers back. Good luck.
Yeah,
Just good luck.
that's the whole thing. Like the difference, like at the moment, I'm not gonna lie. Like in the moment when it happened, I was disappointed, to say the very least. I won't say I went full Nick Turturro.
No,
because
he did that for us.
Look,
He did that for the Yankee
yeah,
fans that
yeah,
wanted to do that
yeah.
but didn't want to actually
Look,
do it.
as a Dominican myself, I cannot fully hate the man for trying to get his paper. Like you, if you get the chance to get your money and get good money out of it, God bless. And if the Mets were stupid enough or whatever to give you that kind of money, God bless you, dude. Like you're the next Bobby Bonilla.
But his
and
contract,
very poetically with the same team.
but the contract, it's if he does it correctly. Now, if he opts in, they paying him $5 million or more each year. So the contract is technically around like 800 something $1,000,000.
Yeah,
Okay,
if he
yeah,
does well.
go get your paper. But guess what? You ain't gonna have the person that's gonna hit behind you to protect you to have the season that you're going to that you
Look,
had this year.
my opinion. This is my opinion. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. All right. I don't know the dude from Adam. Like I know the DR is a small country, but we don't exactly know all of us each other. You know what I'm saying? It's not. We might know somebody that knows a dude, but we don't know everybody. The thing is, I think that decision reflects, in my opinion, it reflects more on what his priorities are, and his priorities is getting paid, making that paper. He's already got a ring. He already got a championship. And most of these guys are not that greedy. I mean, I can't speak for him and say that this is maybe he does have some championship aspirations with the Mets. Good luck with that, historically speaking. you know, because I mean, let's call a spade a spade. I'm sorry. I don't hate the Mets. I used to be a Met fan, like I said, but then I grew up. then I grew up, you know. I don't hate the Mets. But historically speaking, like it's been only two championships. It's been only two. And there's been a long time in between. And the last time they went to the World Series, what was it?
It was 2015, I think, or 16.
Okay.
It's been more recent than the Yankees. Don't get me wrong about that.
Yeah.
Well, no, not obviously not now
Mm-hmm.
because the Yankees were
No, the
just in
Yankees.
it, and
The
I mean they
Yankees just
lost.
won
But
this past season.
um,
So it's actually been the Yankees, the most recent
yeah,
ones that went there.
all I'm gonna keep a good Christian boy and just
Mhm.
say good luck.
Yeah, no. Plus, the way I see it now, after hindsight being 2020 now, and some time has passed, like it's been almost a month since all this whole ordeal went. On paper, right now, as it stands, right now, the Yankees look much better as a team than they did when they had him.
No, of course you ended.
And our chances to not only repeating going to the World Series, but actually winning have now doubled.
Yeah, I mean we got better with pitching. We
Yes.
signed Max Fried.
Mm-hmm.
We also boosted up a bullpen by getting the Milwaukee closer,
Mm-hmm.
which now takes our closer that wasn't used to closing, but puts him back to his normal role, which is a setup role. Luke Weaver. We got rid of we got rid of our former closer, well, with Clay Holmes, that went to the Mets because the Mets are promising to make him a starter. Um, we got Paul Goldschmidt to play first, which is I think there's a bigger plan there because they only signed him for a year. Goldsmith is older, but he's just a good fill in until we got to figure out what we want to do for first base. Because it's going to be a big first baseman the on free agency next year. Which who said who would never come to the Yankees, and his dad smacked him across his head. And was like, no, I didn't mean that.
Well.
We got Cody Bellinger, which he can play the outfield but also play first. So I think we're one or two more pieces away from like me looking at it and be like, you know what? There's no no doubt about it that we should be in the World Series easily next year.
Yeah. Like I told you before we recorded, the Yankees are the team to beat in the American League right now. They're the team to beat. And on paper right now. Not to mention that we're still trying to make some moves and getting more people. Like we're trying to get a third and a second baseman, right?
So it's
Either or.
either or
It's either
because
or.
we didn't sign Glaber.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't even talk to him after the season. After the season, we were like, okay, bye. So he signed with the Detroit Tigers.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I mean, I had nothing wrong with Torres. Torres to me will always be a Yankee. Did he suck in the field? Did he have his moments? Yes, but he also had his moments with his bat. The dude can when the dude was on,
Yeah,
he was
it was
he
when
was
it
on.
counted.
He was on. He also led off for us almost most of the year. I mean, he was a person that was hitting in the sixth, seventh, maybe fifth hole to be brought up and to hit. I mean, don't get me wrong. He had first part of the year he was not Glaber. He turned it on. Even he had some big hits for us in the playoffs. Giancarlo Stanton is going to be Giancarlo Stanton. I mean, he's always most likely going to be subpar during the regular season, but he comes alive in the playoffs. Almost him and Soto basically carried us through that
Oh yeah.
playoffs.
Oh yeah.
Judge needs to wake up in the playoffs
Yeah,
because
we need clutch time.
he still hasn't had his Aaron Judge moment in the playoffs. Like when you think of Jeter, a lot of Jeter stuff was in the playoffs.
Yeah, he was a clutch hitter.
He's a clutch hitter. But Jeter played every single game like it was just another day, and that's what I think he needs to get in his head. Like it's
Not
just
not
another day.
Yeah, and not to get basketball, but he had Mamba mentality. Like he was like a
Oh,
murderer. He was a murderer.
oh yeah,
He
for
was a
sure,
murderer.
for
He was a
sure.
murderer. He only cared about winning. Like they thought, oh, but your career was like, I only cared about getting that ring.
He didn't care who he was facing.
I only like I just all that matters to me was championships. That's what all I cared about, winning a championship.
What are
Like
the
individual goals be damned.
one of the famous thing? One of the things I always take away from his 30-30 thing was the Mets, and this is what goes back to Juan Soto. It was like the Mets fans always thought they were like little brother. Well, he said to us, they were just the Mets.
And that's a multiple layer there that you can interpret it in many ways.
To
And
us,
all of them not that well.
they were just the Mets. So listen,
We're really dogpiling on the Mets. Like, I'm sorry, Mets fans. I'm not trying to ostracize you guys. I really am not.
I'm not.
I'm not trying to ostracize you guys.
Listen,
Like God bless you for taking Juan Soto. Thank you.
you got your man.
You got your man. God bless you all.
Our
God bless you all. And
our
God bless Juan Soto too. God bless his family.
our plan B was probably the looking at it now
Plan B
after a
is
month.
rocking. Plan B is rocking.
Plan B is in full swing, and the Yankees are probably better off without Soto.
Yeah, that would have been a high price
Because
tag on
you
him.
would have been, yeah, you were looking at 55 something $million. At the same time, you would have to get young at pretty much all the positions. So you would have kept, you would have had to still figure out your second baseman, and you probably would have had to put Jason Dominguez at his natural position in center, and come and probably promote someone from AAA to play first, second, and left field. There was no one. I mean, Soto was going to take most, if not all, your money that you wanted to spend this offseason.
You know what? I will say this. Uh, just to nip it in the bud. Uh, I see this situation now. Like everybody won. Like the Mets are happy. Juan Soto is happy. And the Yankees, although we would have, like us fans, that we would really want to keep him because he was a great Yankee. That season he gave us his all. I'm not gonna poo poo on him. The fielding aside, whatever he did on the field aside, not the best fielder out there. But in terms of the batting, dude was on point. He came in the clutch. He showed up.
If dude wanted to walk, he was walking.
Exactly. But he showed up. He did his thing. He gave us a good season, a good effort, and the World Series. He showed up. So I thank him for his service. But as of things see right now, as we're seeing things right now, and the story is not told yet because the season hasn't even started yet. Not even spring training has started yet. But as the teams lineup look right now, as of today, January 5th, 2025, things look good on both ends. So, let's hope for the best. And the best thing about this, he didn't end up in the enemy camp. He didn't end up in some direct enemy from the Yankees, where he would have been doing a couple of. Now, eventually, yeah, the Yankees and the Mets are going to face off because, interleague play and all that stuff. But you know what I'm talking about in terms of division. And also, like, if it happens to go in the World Series, well, it is what it is. But in terms of like regular season, what unless the win loss ratio affects more one than the other, it's not really affecting them per se. You know what I mean? Like because they're in different leagues. Yeah. Oh, you just want to keep it there?
Yeah, I mean, it's right. I mean, what you're saying was right.
You just don't want to keep going in there.
No, I'm fine. I'm good wherever we're going. I mean, like I said, it's a month away. We didn't do it right after.
Mm-hmm. So hindsight being 2020, you're kind of thankful you didn't go all out, although you still feel that way.
It's just bottled up better.
Okay, so
Now,
it's like you.
do I like where the Yankees are now?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm not worried.
So I'm more happier now for the Yankees that they're in a better position to win. Because let's just be honest, and I know we're beating a dead horse. Let's just be honest. If Juan Soto we would have kept Juan Soto, it would have been a little bit more uphill battle in terms of keeping somebody. Most of these guys that we picked up now, it would have been damn near impossible.
And the people that we picked up now wanted to be Yankees. Paul Goldschmidt.
That's a key word right there.
Paul Goldschmidt. He had bigger offers from other teams,
but he
picked the Yankees because he wanted to play with the Yankees. Now, Cody Bellinger, he was traded to us, but his dad was a Yankee. and he always liked being. He wanted to be a Yankee at one point in his career. Picking him up now was perfect.
There you go.
So
There you go. So on that note, we'll leave that end of that. So we just
so
schools
just
faraba.
just wrapping this whole Juan Soto thing up. Juan Soto, whatever Nick said, right back at you.
God bless you, my brother. I'll just leave it there. God bless you, my brother. You got your paper. You did us dirty. As Yankee fans, you did us dirty. But I understand, you go where the money is. So I mean, no hating on that department. I understand you. God bless you and your family. You taking care of you and yours.
You did us dirty like the New York subways.
Anyway, let's change the subject. Apparently, one of the most expected movies of this year.
Wicked?
No,
Oh,
no. It's actually Superman. Yes. They've done screen tests of rough screen tests of the movie. It's not ready yet, for theaters because it's supposed to be released in July. But according to early screenings, they're saying it's very Guardians of the Galaxy esque, which is not hard to believe because it's the same director from Guardians of the Galaxy that is making the movie. He wrote and directed the movie, and he is the same guy that wrote and directed the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. And if you like that kind of flavor, well, you're on for a show. You're in for a show. And you know what? I'm biased because I've always said DC is very dear near in my heart. I like both. I like Marvel and DC, and I've been honest and open in this podcast saying that Marvel has DC beat by like a country mile in the movie department. Like in the comics and cartoons, DC got a little edge. Even in the video games, some edge. But in terms of movies, like DC ain't got a dog in the fight. DC ain't got a dog in the fight. Like they're long gone. They're long gone. Like Marvel just obliterated them out of the. It just blew them out of the water in terms of movies. But it's finally good to hear that there might be a W for DC in the near future.
yeah, you just had to take a Marvel
Yeah,
director.
yeah. No, but it's not just that he's the director. He's the actual Kevin Feige of DC now. So he's the boss. So a guy that actually knows how to tell a good story, being the one that tells the stories of DC characters, like I'm in. I'm in. I'm in. Like if you do Superman of all characters, which is not easy to do because you're talking about a guy that can.
Who's the main star?
No, it's the actor is called David Cornsweet. He's done some movies here and there, but he's not a household name. He will be after the movies end. But I know that Nicholas Holt is going to be Lex Luthor. If you don't know who he is, he used to be Beast in the X-Men movies. The new Beast, not the old Beast.
Why are we losing our people?
Well, dude, we're talking about the Fox X-Men. Fox is done. Like there is no more Fox. That's been absorbed to Marvel now. So they're gonna reboot the X-Men now because the X-Men don't exist in the MCU. Although they're gonna start to exist now. But in the new MCU, whatever this thing is called now, or whatever the amalgam that they're gonna mix up now, because I don't know how you make Wolverine into this now when if you saw Deadpool and Wolverine, you kind of get the gist of it because that Wolverine is not even the Wolverine. If you saw the beginning part of Deadpool Wolverine, you kind of know what happened to the original Wolverine. What?
Bye, bye,
Oh
bye.
yeah, you kind of get the gist. Like the dude was like literally just a bag of bones. Anyways,
They just need to come out with Gambit.
oh no, he's gonna show up. I think in Doomsday, he's gonna show up.
That part, his whole part in that movie.
What was it? What was it? Especially like, ooh, I'm gonna make a name for myself up in there. You just telling me what happened here today, among a plethora of other big, beautiful one-liners in that movie, things that we cannot repeat here because, again, we're good Christian boys now.
That movie was just awesome.
Yeah,
Anyway,
That was the only good movie Marvel did last year because the other ones did not do that well.
Well, they have the new Captain America coming out soon, right?
Oh yeah,
This
it's
year.
gonna come. I think it's next month. It's coming out.
So I saw the well. If you haven't watched the trailers, you haven't watched. You be living under a rock. But
Yeah, Red Hulk.
his face is pretty good on the Red Hawk.
Yeah, it looks exactly like Harrison Ford,
Yeah, they did a really good job.
and he actually wants to keep on doing more. And he's in his 80s.
Yeah, let's just
He's in his
make
80s.
sure we got some oxygen tanks and some
Yeah, I don't think.
paramedics
I
on the
hope to
side for
God. I
him.
mean, the good thing is that Red Hulk is a CG character. Spoilers, people, if you don't know. like,
Really?
what? You're breaking my heart.
Is Bigfoot real?
I can't remember. No, I can't do that joke. I can't do that joke. I'm sorry. If you've seen "See No Evil, Hear No Evil," you just get it. At a different time, Richard Pryor. And I'll just say, leave it at that. You can do the imagination from there. You can do the correlation from there. I'm not gonna say that joke again. No, no, no. You just look for it on YouTube. Like, what joke are you talking about? Do your research. Anyway, do your research. I ain't getting canceled. Anyway, heck to the no. Hell to the no.
So yeah, but they did a good job on him.
Yeah,
I like the way they
yeah. He
they got
looks
his face
exactly.
on there. Yeah,
He looks exactly like him, and they're thinking about bringing a lot of people back. Like they're saying that Chris Evans might be back, but as Hydra Captain America.
that'd be kind of cool.
If you know the comics, there was a version of Steve Rogers that apparently was a sleeper agent for Hydra and turned into he broke bad. He was breaking bad, but then the actual Steve Rogers came and defeated him using Mjolnir, Thor's hammer. Because you know that Steve Rogers is the only guy that can actually lift up that hammer other
Hmm.
than Thor. So yeah. Oh, you know who's gonna be Perry White in the Superman movies? Did you get to see The Wire? You don't know who that series
I
is?
know other series, but I never
Okay.
saw it.
You know that there was a character that used to say a four-letter word a lot. Uh,
Does it start with an F and end with a
no,
K?
S and ends
And
with a
ends with
T.
T. Okay.
But he just kept the E. You kind of heard it, right?
I probably have to
Okay.
see it. No,
Well,
either.
that actor, he's Perry White.
Okay.
So there's the joke on the internet. So he's going to be a great Caesar's E. Because that's his expression, Great Caesar's ghost.
Yeah.
But he's gonna keep it a non PG and say Great Caesar's E. So you just gonna keep on watching. You're like, oh, so Superman's not gonna be PG, I guess. We ain't gonna keep it not kiddie friendly. Okay, I get it.
Well, since
This is gonna be the
Marvel's
the
going rated
second the
R,
second black Perry White because we had already a black Perry White, which was Lawrence Fishburne in the Man of Steel movies. Remember, Lawrence Fishburne was Perry White. Yeah, that's so impactful how those movies were that nobody even remembers that Lawrence Fishburne was Perry White in the
yeah.
Superman movies with Henry Cavill.
But the only one the movie here I seen because I was brought there was the Superman versus Batman.
Batman v Superman: Dawn of
Yeah.
Justice, the garbage.
Yeah. That was the only one Superman I
Because
seen with
the
Harry
the
with
problem
Henry
the
Cavill.
problem with that movie was they were trying to do so much in one movie. Like as a DC fan, a DC fan, like they gave me so many straight out of the comic book moments, but none of them had to do anything with the other. It's like they just cherry picked moments from DC Comics and just jam packed it into one movie and try to make it sense. And it was like, yeah, this one thing doesn't gel with the other, and like they were pushing so hard on the idea of like making Superman a menace and having Batman turn into Bat Punisher for no reason and just murking people left and right.
I mean, he went on a spree.
No. Like Frank Castle was like, I'm taking notes. like, like you use a what? That was that a Kalishnikov? Damn, son. Like, boy, you my hero. Like Frank, boy, you my hero. Like, let me ride with you a couple of times. Let me see you at work. Like, boy, we gotta compare notes someday. I'm gonna invite you to have a drink. You buying though, you rich. I live in the gutter.
Oh,
Woo.
talking about Frank Castle, aren't they coming out with?
Oh yeah, he's gonna come back in the Daredevil series, Born
Yeah.
Again. He's coming back. Like almost all the guys from the Netflix times are coming back. Like I believe Luke Cage is coming back.
Oh, that's cool.
That was Sweet Christmas. That would be awesome if he does
Oh
come back.
man,
I believe almost all those guys because they made it canon now.
they
All those Netflix series, which was the most gritty, real to earth stuff that Marvel has ever done.
they went on Disney Plus.
Yeah, and all those Netflix series, and now they're in Disney Plus, and also now that they're gonna acknowledge that all those seasons before of Daredevil actually did happen.
That was those were some great times.
Oh yeah, there was a time that I considered the Netflix version of Daredevil that was like, okay, this is for me. At that time, for me, that was the best thing Marvel has done. The best, and not because I was poo pooing on everything that Marvel done. No, everything Marvel was doing back then was great, but that gritty realness that Daredevil series had, it's straight up from the comic books. It's like straight up like that's Matt Murdock's world to a T. Like he's always scratching and clawing to get to a point because his life is always in the dumps. He's like Peter Parker, but with adult problems.
Yeah.
Add to the fact he's blind, and also a superhero that gets his behind whooped on a continual basis,
He just keeps getting up.
and he just keeps getting up like he don't quit. There's no quit on that man, and that's exactly Daredevil. There's no quit on that man. That man will just keep on coming, and they did it to the T. And I love the costume they gave him. I just love the whole thing when he showed up on Spider-Man No Way Home. Oh, well, Matt Murdock did, not Daredevil. But oh, by the way, in the new Avengers movie, it's called Doomsday, where Robert Downey Jr. is going to be playing Doctor Doom.
Yeah.
They confirmed that Daredevil will be in costume in that movie, and he will do a team up with Spidey in that movie. So every
Nice.
nerd on the planet is like having a nerdgasm right now, just hearing that, like, oh my god, oh my god, don't play with me, don't play with my emotions. Oh, oh my god, I'm gonna see Daredevil and Spider-Man. Oh my god. There's gonna be nerds crying in that theater. You know that. There's gonna be people crying. Like
Right now.
yeah, yeah. No, not me. I keep it cool. See, no tears in my eyes.
I see it.
No, there's not. But yeah, the people are gonna be like happy to see that. Like I mean, when was the last time you saw Spider-Man and Daredevil in live action in costume?
Long time.
It hasn't happened. In
Well,
costume?
together?
Yeah, in
No,
costume.
no, not together.
Because they technically already were together in Spider-Man No Way Home, technically, but they were off costume.
Yeah.
They were like Peter Parker and Matt Murdock, but not Spider-Man and Daredevil. And Daredevil wouldn't know who he is because now nobody knows who Peter Parker is. Because of if you saw Spider-Man No Way Home, you know spoilers. That
I
does.
haven't watched it.
Anyway, there was a spell involved, and this is a 3-year-old movie by this point. This is a 3-year-old movie by this
Okay,
point.
there's a spell. That's all I need to know.
This is a 3-year-old movie. Like the statute of limitations for spoilers is long gone.
By the way, Greasy's mother's about to die. You aren't right now.
You're never gonna let that go, aren't you? You're never gonna let that go. Yeah, she died a bunch of times. When you put it on repeat, oh, put that movie on repeat. Just put that scene her croaking.
It's my first time watching it though.
I'm gonna put that scene on repeat. Like just her croaking, like
Such a nice guy.
yeah. Just you have it in your head, memorize that moment right there in your psyche, like unagi. Yeah,
Yeah, it's in there. Oh,
yeah.
by the way, she's about to die. Well, right? You just like
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
Oh, by the way,
She gonna die now.
she's gonna
You know
die
that?
now.
She gonna die right now. You know that? I'm like, what? Creed mama? Oh, that mama Creed.
Don't
That mama
leave.
Creed.
Don't leave, mama.
No, don't kill Mama Creed, and she did. Very next thing, they bury her right next to Apollo.
Anywho, Apollo died too.
Oh, brother, it's been 40 years. Where you been? It's been 40 years. That man been long in the grave. It's been 40 years, brother. Where you been? Ooh, Lord. Rocky buried him, for God's sake. Rocky, when he had dark hair, now he got silver hair now. Have you seen the Tulsa King?
I didn't see it, but I seen the comment attractions.
Yeah, no, Tulsa King is a series. You know,
Yeah, I see. I watch a lot of shows on Paramount Plus.
well, he's there. That's part of
That's
them.
what I'm saying. That's the thing.
Yeah, Dwight Manfredi, I believe that's the name of his character, Dwight Manfredi.
I heard it was good.
Yeah, he beats a lot of people. I mean, if you want to believe that an 80-year-old man can still beat the crap out of a 20-year-old,
Rocky.
well, yeah. Also, jack to the gills, like an 80-year-old jack to the gills, like an 80-year-old that will whoop both of our behinds in his sleep. Like if God forbid he has a brain aneurysm in his deathbed, he will beat us up
Come
with
here.
his pinky. With his pinky. All he needs is his pinky. And we'll be like, Uncle, please, Rocky, don't kill us. His body's just gonna be like Spider-Man when Doctor Strange removed him out of his body, and it's just the body's just reacting. And Doctor Strange was like, "What the heck is going on?" Peter was like, he was gonna ask Peter, like, "You're doing this?" Like, no,
I do nothing.
yeah, that's just spider sense. Spider sense tingling. Any hoodles. We've been close to an hour now,
Okay.
so let's wrap this baby up. We talked almost an hour about pretty much.
Everything we usually talk about.
Yeah. It's very par for the course.
I mean, we haven't talked about Uncle Joey.
No, Uncle Joey's doing good. He's living his best life. He's living his best life. Like,
I think he's on number 6 on his podcast episode, right?
yeah, yeah. And he finally has a studio, not doing Zoom.
Yeah.
So he's doing good. And I'm looking forward to one of the future episodes of the Joe Rogan podcast because there was a debate that happened recently. I mean, if you haven't noticed in the background, I'm kind of a Bible nerd. There's a bunch of Bibles in the back, so I'm very big into Bibles. And there was this guy called I don't recall his name. That this guy was saying like the Bible ain't real because there's and he actually did a debate with an actual theologian that actually is like a doctor that knows everything about translating the Bible in the original language. And the dude pretty much dog walked him in the podcast, in the debate, to the point that he got sued. Like you can't show this information on the internet. And guess who heard about it? Joe Rogan. And Joe Rogan is like, okay, so I'm going to invite the theologian here so he can express his views because so that way he can put everything on the clear. So I'm looking forward to that one, like very, very, very intensively. And also, Joe Rogan's going to get like a first seat class into a master in theology, and going to find out that how real the origins of the Bible is. So, if you're kind of a Bible nerd, I invite you this coming week. I believe it's going to come out this week. So I invite you to listen to that. I mean, Joe Rogan free plug, like he needs one. He don't need one at all. We need all the hell we can get.
You mostly our biggest thing is when we put Joe Rogan or Joey Diaz on our shorts on YouTube and they blow up in like 24 hours.
Yeah, like we just mentioned dudes that are already doing better than us, and it's like, oh yeah, another one in the fanfare.
I was reading something about Mr. Beast,
Uh-huh.
and he's
Oh,
worth
another one is gonna blow up now.
he's worth I think he's worth billions of dollars now.
Yeah.
He said, I could make anything in the world right now, attach my name to it without showing my face. All you have to do is hear my voice, and it's gonna have 20 million subscribers in 24 hours.
I wish we get to that point.
I mean,
I mean, we got a little niche public here right now with
well, I mean, we're not even doing this on purpose. I was just it's stuff that we talk about every day, but I literally just read about that today. He was like, yeah, all I have to do is I even show my face, just put my name on it and say something in it and just say subscribe and I'll have 20 million subscribers within 24 hours.
God bless. God bless.
So
Well, on that note,
maybe maybe
oh,
we'll get some more subscribers.
I mean, it won't hurt. I would love that the YouTube money starts paying up a little bit. I wouldn't say no to that.
Yeah, I was reading that this one person got paid like 20.5 million by TikTok last year.
Ooh, Jesus.
And I don't even think
Hercules,
and I don't even
Hercules.
think she's doing like anything that to
Not
like
OnlyFans material.
yeah, she's not I don't think she's doing that and she's still making dough.
God bless. Like I respect the hustle when you're doing it the right way, not
Well, there's
the
nothing wrong with doing it OnlyFans way because you still
no, because
here's
the OnlyFans is not necessarily what everybody else is
yeah,
thinking.
but it takes a lot. And I know we were going on the outro here, but it takes a lot for a person to show their body to anyone, but to show it for money, I mean, you're losing family, most likely.
There's a lot of more cons than pros.
Exactly. So if and it's almost we probably view it differently here, and I'm you know
Look, I understand
it's
when
an art
economical
at one point.
situations get difficult, you want to, take care of business,
Yeah, but
and you
it's
got to do what you got to do to a point. But is the consequence of it? Is it worth
is it
going?
worth more
Is it
than
worth
yeah?
going that route? Is it
And if
worth
you
it?
can live with yourself at the end of the day, then you can't.
I won't judge.
Yeah,
All I'm saying, I won't judge because you got to live to that situation and know what is going on to understand it. Like I don't necessarily condone it or approve it. I don't. I simply don't judge because I let that like the ultimate the real one that really knows what's going on in our hearts and minds is God. And after that, like you can just judge all you want, but you really don't know to judge a person and know what they're going through. And when you get desperate, you really go all out and trying to find a solution for a problem. And there are people like they're going through stuff that they gotta solve now. They can't just wait. And if I come here in my high horse, try to judge a person and think about like, well, oh, that's just wrong, and try to be all Mr. Hoity-toity here, and then that's not really in the solution, neither for or against. It's just you just try to do the best you can. Try not to hurt people. Try not to be a hole. I did censor myself. Yeah, I did censor
good job.
myself. Yeah, good job. Good Christian boys. Anyway, uh, the thing is, live your life as best as you can. Try not to hurt people, and you got to do what you got to do.
That's perfect way to end that right there.
Yeah, yeah. You do what you got to do without hurting anyone, and also hurting yourself. By the way, like take care of yourselves out there because things are not always great, but
On that note,
yeah. Yeah, because I might go to a downer. Just cut me there.
yeah. On that note, remember our TeePublic store.
Yeah, always some sort of discount going
I think
on.
there's one right now, 35% off.
Get the merch,
I
t-shirts.
wish we had these kind of hats on there. I would definitely
Uh,
be representing every day.
yeah, because this is cold weather now,
Yeah.
so it's beanie weather and hoodie weather and coat weather. So the warmer the better. So you gotta keep warm stuff on top of you. Okay, so yeah, also remember our social media, Husky Bible Pod. Oh well, that's the website.
Website.
Yeah, huskybiblepod.com. Husky Bible, the Instagram account, and also our personal Instagram accounts, Ariel Duran, and
Johnny Boy 426.
426 on Instagram. No Twitter. Or whatever the heck it's
X.
called now. Yeah, yeah. No, going
No,
to that cesspool.
no X. No, we have a Facebook page. Huh?
Yeah, we do have an X account, but
No, Facebook.
we do have one for the podcast. But I removed the app from my phone because I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's a cesspool. Like,
Never even had it, so I'm good.
so like yeah, because I was there was a time that I was like going back and forth trying to get it and removing it, getting it, removing it, and then I noticed how things were lately. Like, yeah, this is not conducive to good health, to good mental health. So I want to live in the real world and not in this fantasy camp where everybody's just dogpiling on each other for every reason unmanageable and just human beings being the worst to each other without actually knowing each other. So let's just, call a spade and deuces. Anyway, on that note, this has been Ariel.
And Jonathan. Peace out,
Happy
everybody.
happy
Happy New Year.
2025, and hopefully it will be a good year for all.
Peace out.
God bless.